Okay, so this is what we're discussing today, the role of technology in shaping the future of marketing. As you heard from my profile, I have worked in both these areas a lot, technology and marketing. Sorry, Professor, are we recording the session? Is the recording
Yes,
on?
yes, ma'am. We are recording the session, ma'am. We are just started the
Okay,
recording. Yeah.
okay, great. Wonderful. Yeah. So the role of technology in shaping the future of marketing. Okay. So we're going to look at something which many of you may have watched, many of you may have seen, a show like Sacred Games on Netflix or many other shows. So, what is the success of Netflix, and what kind of role does technology play in that? I don't know if you've had a chance to really think about it, but we'll just discuss that a little. This is just to kind of open our eyes to what is possible. So, technology has played a huge role in the growth of Netflix worldwide. Okay, so here we see first on the top right, you can see what is really the achievement or the current position of Netflix. The revenues, 20 billion dollars a year, over 190 million subscribers, and this service of Netflix is provided in practically all countries of the world except for a handful where the governments or the legal framework do not allow this platform, but otherwise it's everywhere. So the growth and success of Netflix is largely driven by its ability to decide what to recommend to you. That's the point which I've put on the bottom of the slide, and to know which movies or shows to produce. Okay, so let's look at how technology kind of facilitates this. So first of all, in marketing today, data plays a very huge role, and Netflix has tremendous power of data. All the new digital platforms have this kind of power of data. So unlike traditional TV, Netflix can gather very granular, detail level data about viewership, behavior, demographics, profiles, and so on. So for example, if I'm subscribed to some TV channel in my house and I don't like the content, the people who are producing the channel, they may think that they are doing a great job. They may think that they're giving me what I like, but maybe I and maybe many other people also don't like the content, and we are going to unsubscribe, or we are not going to ever uh, consume the media of that channel. So their ratings and their viewership is going to go down, and their ad revenues also are going to go down. So for them, it's a sort of a guesswork. What will people like? Are they liking what we do? But with digital platforms and modern methods of marketing, that's not the case. Now we have granular level data, and Netflix has very granular, detailed, real-time data about viewership. Okay, the next point that you see on the top, on the right-hand side, the recommendation engines are very important. So, it says that if I'm sitting in front of Netflix and I don't know what to watch, I'm thinking, should I watch this? Maybe good, may not be good. Should I watch that? Maybe good, may not be good. I don't have a way to know what is popular, unpopular, or what has got good reviews. And after a few days, 1 or 2 days, I say, I have the subscription, but I don't know what to watch. I don't seem to be finding anything which is of my interest. Then I'm going to very quickly unsubscribe. So it's very important for them to present content which people will enjoy consuming. The recommendation engine is very important, and all of you are familiar with this recommendation engine. When we go to Amazon, Amazon suggests to us what book we should buy, or even other items like fashion or whatever. Amazon suggests to us what we might like. So these recommendation engines are part of marketing technology today. Now, if you look at the second point in the first column, Netflix has data about how we are selecting content to view, how we are, to what point are we seeing it? Are we seeing 30 minutes of the content, 35 minutes of the content? Are we pausing it? Is there something that we like a lot, so we are watching it again and again, so maybe rewinding? Is there something which is boring us, so we're just fast forwarding? I want to see the show, but when this kind of scene comes, I'm not interested, I'm going to fast forward. Or are we leaving the content, that we started the show or we started the movie and we just left it because we didn't like it anymore? So all this kind of data is available to them. Next, because of these viewing habits, they are able to deliver extremely personalized recommendations. So the algorithms which deliver to you and say to you that you can watch these courses, we watch these shows or these movies, it is highly, highly personalized. Okay, because they have a huge amount of data. They have data about where you are watching, which country, place, which kind of device you are using, what time of the day you are watching, plus your past viewer habits. Plus, at the beginning, when you signed up for Netflix, you gave them some idea about your likes and dislikes. And with all this, in a dynamic manner, they are recommending to you what you could watch. So these are very, very, very advanced algorithms in place, which are based on a huge amount of data. And there is a lot of correlation happening in that data. Okay, there is correlation happening. So we'll look at that. There is a lot of predictive analytics happening. There is AI happening. So what is predictive analytics? Okay, all of you are familiar with the concept of predictive analytics. Is there a way for me to see people's chat? Yeah. People familiar with predictive analytics, I've put on the chat window. So if you'd like to say something. So what is predictive analytics and what is artificial intelligence? You're clear about these concepts and you know the difference? If no, you can say no so that I'll know how to continue.
Ma'am, I can see the chat, whatever they will be chatting, okay, in the chat box that I can only see as a host. So they are saying yes. Many of them said they are saying yes. Many of them, they are saying no.
Okay, so basically predictive analytics is when we take certain data and we build a model around it. So for example, if we say that in India, in these states, on say Saturday and Sunday, generally the viewership for this show goes up. Okay, so now based on certain past data, we have built a model. We have said that certain shows are going up on Saturday, Sunday, or on Friday. Okay, now when we apply that model to what is coming in the future, so now my next show, which is not yet launched, right, I say that that show is likely to be preferred by people on a Friday. And so I start recommending it or showing it or promoting it on Friday. So we have used certain past data to build a model, and we are then adding the future data to that to predict some outcome. Okay, or it could be by demographics. So a person like me, we could say somebody in her age group, right? They have liked these 10 shows. So let us recommend these 10 shows to her, to Suhasini, right? So that is simple predictive modeling, which is based on a model. And usually some part of the model or the some one of, suppose one variable is fixed, the other variable we are able to predict. But artificial intelligence goes beyond this kind of prediction, because with artificial intelligence, it's basically what we also call commonly bots, or we call so bots is a short for the word robot, but basically it is a piece of software which is capable of improving by learning. That's why we call it intelligence, because now it's saying that when I showed Suhasini, or when I showed, Professor Chaudhary, these 10 shows, he didn't seem to like them, but he has selected that other one. And if he liked that other one, maybe he will like another set of 10 which I have. So now constantly the artificial intelligence software is able to learn and improve. That is the concept of artificial intelligence, which we are going to be seeing a lot in today's presentation. So that's how there are a lot of different parameters and data points that are being used to provide this recommendation engine to you. It's similar that happens to you on Facebook, it happens to you on Google, it happens to you on Amazon. I'm just using Netflix as one example. Okay, then insights from viewer data also helps them to decide which shows to produce or license. So based on the fact that people have liked certain shows, if so many of them have seen season 1 to 3, then yes, season 4 is likely to be popular or may not be worth publishing. They can take that decision. which kind of movie people might prefer, which kind of movie for which kind of audience, which kind of country, which kind of age group. So they are able to decide on the kind of content to also produce. That's the reason why they can be so successful. Because again, as you know, movie production, TV production, all this was like lottery before. It was totally by gut feel, totally by instinct, intuition. Today the scope for creativity is still there, but there's a huge amount of data and artificial intelligence that is helping to make those decisions. And then there are other external factors also, like the ratings that we give, the search that we give, okay, that we're searching for something. Like I give a search comedy, so that's also a data point for them. And it could even be my social media data. So when I connect, they can say that I'm tweeting that I like this show or I didn't like the show. Even that data is available to understand the viewer taste and the overall audience landscape as a whole. So this is kind of the power of data. So what we'll see now is what is the kind of technology that enables this to happen. Okay, so the first one is a concept called user analytics. So user analytics, basically when you have any digital product, which could be an app, it could be a game, it could be a website, okay, it could be a social media platform like Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram. There's a lot of data that you can capture from the way that people are interacting with your digital platform or digital product. Okay, so are people playing your game for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, for 8 hours, 10 hours? Are they reaching this level and dropping off? Even on e-commerce, are people filling up 10 products in the shopping cart and then abandoning the shopping cart? Why? Is it because the checkout procedure is too complicated or too tedious, right? So a user analytics platform is something which marketers need to look at today. It pulls data not only from within your product, but also from the hosting platform. Like you may have data from, the server where your platform is. At this time, there was a lot of load on the server. A lot of people had logged in. At this time, my website was responding slow. So a lot of people left or they abandoned the shopping cart. It could be also data from advertising partners. Say that I displayed the ad for my product on Facebook or on Instagram, and when did people actually click? Which ad did they click on? Right? Which was the message? What time? Is it just before Diwali? Was it when I showed them this product? So it could be data from your advertising platforms. Then there is the actual app or the product. And we get very specific information on user analytics. Like if you show a website, where is the person moving the mouse to first? What are they clicking? Are they sort of getting frustrated and leaving the website or the web page at some point of time, and so on? So as marketers today, these tools help us to understand the customer profile, the behavior and actions, like we discussed, the user journey. That does the person first see my ad on Facebook, then come, then leave, then again see it on Google, then come, then purchase? So, that user journey, I can understand. Retention rate, we discussed that are people wanting to continue or they're dropping off? And specific product insights, like what we discussed about Netflix, that are people preferring, a comedy show or an emotional show? So specific insights about product, whether it is a game or a e-commerce site or whatever, right? So this is some of the things that marketers must know and must understand the power of user analytics and must ask for that kind of data on whatever product or platform they're working. Okay, another important technology which we are going to be seeing throughout this kind of talk. Professor, please let me know when it goes over time or something. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
just let me know
definitely, ma'am.
five
Sure.
minutes. Yeah,
Thank you.
5 minutes before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, ma'am.
So
Sure.
artificial intelligence. So with artificial intelligence, what happens is we can cluster consumer data. So we can say that, these are certain clusters of consumers. Like this is typically your, metro city, say teenager, you know. So we can create certain clusters. We can interpret not only the behavior, but we can interpret many, many factors together, like the person's profile, the demographic data. What are people viewing in India? What are people viewing in another country? What are people viewing in metros, in the tier one towns, tier two towns, tier three towns, in the rural areas? What are people viewing in a certain age group? So that, and that can be seen along with the behavior data. So now we have many, many sources of data that need to be correlated. Okay, so this is all advanced data analytics. But then, like I said, artificial intelligence learns and improves. So, okay, I was able to correlate 100 different things, but then I'm able to say that, people in rural areas should be offered this product or service or content, or people in metros or people of a certain age group should be offered this. So that is where the artificial intelligence comes in. And the huge amount and complexity of data that there is today, artificial intelligence helps us to kind of deal with that. And this is what enables Netflix to continually adapt your likes and dislikes. So as you all know, if you have sat with a friend and watched something together, the experience is quite different for person A to person B. The way I experience Netflix is different from the way each one of you will experience it. That's how they're able to deliver a very, very personalized experience. And this is a very famous quote by their director of global communications, which I've put on the slide at the bottom. There are 33 million different versions of Netflix. Now, this quote is about a year old. Probably today, if you ask him, he'll say that there is even more. So the amount of different personalized experiences that they are able to deliver is that much. Okay. We're going to take another example, that is Facebook. Again, a brand that we are all very familiar with, a platform we are all very familiar with. I'm sure if all of you are not active now, you must have been active on Facebook sometime in the future. And Facebook is also one of the very, very technologically advanced companies of the world. And the reason I'm starting with Netflix and Facebook is just to open our mind. Even if tomorrow you have a small startup, the similar concepts we can also use and adapt. So this is interesting statistics about Facebook. It is the world's most popular social media platform. And people think that a lot of marketers feel it's for young people, for teenagers, but it's not. Actually, the user profile of Facebook, which is growing, is the 65 years and plus. And actually, less teenagers are spending time on Facebook. They seem to prefer probably Instagram and others. Asia Pacific makes up a very large chunk of the users on Facebook. 74% of users on Facebook are rich. Okay, this is even better than LinkedIn. And it has a huge user base in India, even in rural and smaller towns. So don't be under the assumption that it's only for people who speak English or only for people who are in metros. Those assumptions are not true anymore. So if this is the power of Facebook, we're going to look at the technology behind it. As I mentioned, a very, very technologically advanced company, but we can't look at everything they do because it's huge. But I'll just look at some of their cutting edge technology. Again, it has applications in whatever we do also. So a few things which enable Facebook to be popular, to be relevant, some of them. Again, we're coming to artificial intelligence. So they launched a tool in 2016 called Deep Text, which can understand our posts and comments. Understand, okay? So they can understand what we are today thinking about, ranting about, worrying about. Okay, so if Indians today are saying, why is the GDP falling? Their artificial intelligence can actually understand that, okay? And they use that insight to target particular posts and ads to us. So all of us have had this experience. We are thinking about something, maybe we type a post, can anyone recommend a good um digital marketing course for me to do? And immediately in a short while, those digital marketing ads, they start appearing. It may be on your Facebook, or you send an email and it starts coming on your Gmail. Yeah, we all know this, right? So this is because our text is being understood. Okay. Then artificial intelligence is also being used for translation. So you know that when you type something in Hindi, there's an option for automatic translation, and many other languages. And what happens when translation is available, it allows people to interact more easily. So if you type something, your mother tongue is whatever, Bengali, but I have a translation option. So I read it, I connect, and maybe I say something to you, I drop you a line. So because of that, the engagement on Facebook increases. So that's how they have been able to use artificial intelligence to creep up the engagement by overcoming the language barrier. Then image recognition. All of us know that when we add an image or a photo on Facebook, it suggests who your friend may be. When you start tagging, it suggests, is it this friend or that friend? And when this was launched 3 4 years ago, we were a little scared. Oh my god, they can recognize my friends. But now we are so used to it, we don't even think, yeah, Facebook will know who are these friends. But that technology has another application also. So if you are trying to put a product for sale on the marketplace, Facebook actually suggests a description to you, because Facebook can make out this is a sofa, or this is a scooter, or whatever, this is, a table, and they will suggest to you what you could write. So these are some of the ways that artificial intelligence is increasing the way that people will engage with the platform. And I've given only 3 examples. There are many, many more. Okay. So we just saw some very large world leading brands, but what do these technologies mean for ordinary, for regular marketers, for everyone, for us? So what is it that we can take away? All of us are not going to be working at Facebook or at Netflix, but there is something that we can apply in whatever work we do. So let's look at those underlying concepts, right? So first of all, today we have far, far deeper insights. Okay, now as far as the customer journey is concerned, many of us, and there are many models of the customer journey. We say awareness, interest, desire, action. That's a simple one, IDA. Nowadays we say flywheel. The reason we say flywheel is because even after purchasing a product, if we talk nicely about it, other people will purchase, or we will purchase more things from the same company. So it's a flywheel that drives itself with its own momentum. And this one I liked because it shows a lot of detail about the customer journey. The flywheel part is the part after the dollar, after the sale also. It's similar to the flywheel concept. Now, today you have data about the customer at each of these stages. So when the person is just at the awareness stage, just becoming aware about your brand, has some interest and awareness, that time social and search advertising, they may be looking at a Google ad, they may receive an email from you and reply to it. Okay, they may have some loyalty points from you from something other that before that they have purchased, and they may engage with you. They may see your video or your ad on YouTube, right? So that is the interest and awareness. And below that, the list is what used to be before digital. So the conventional media like billboard, TV, radio, and all that. At that time, next, you need to be finding your audience. So when they give a search, you need to show up, right? You need to show up. That means you need to know how Google algorithms work, right? Then PPC, that means you need to know how Google paid algorithms work. So there is search engine optimization and there is PPC. Maps, they may be looking for a shop. Where is the nearest restaurant? Where can I get a haircut? Anything. Are you on the map? Directories, okay, where different types of products or services are listed. Apps, then near me, again on Google search, and GPS. Yeah, these are all related to the maps part. Then research. Now I'm planning to do something. I'm planning to say build a house, or I'm planning to say, find a pest control company or whatever. Now I want to read articles. So blogs and articles, this is extremely important, especially in B2B. Okay. reviews, social media, word of mouth. So at every stage, we have to deliver content and we have to collect data to understand the insights about what is happening in the user's mind at that point, right? At the purchase stage, is our landing page correct? Is our form correct? Is our purchase or our e-commerce application easy to use? Is it working? How many people are dropping off? So these are all the kind of data that we collect at each stage, right? And even after the person purchases, if they are happy, they have a good experience, they write about it on social media, that contributes to other people's purchase decisions. Like I said, the flywheel effect. This model, I've taken it from this website, Vendasta. So basically what we have to understand is that today with technology and data, we have a wealth of data at each stage of the customer journey, and marketers must be organized, be equipped to collect this data, to analyze it, and to effectively apply the insights that we get. Okay. This also means that today we can do super targeted advertising. So if you look at, earlier some of the big brands, Times of India first page, full front page ad. What happens with Times of India full front page ad? There is a lot of something called waste circulation. A lot of people who are seeing your ad, maybe 70%, 80% of the people are not your target audience at all. You're just doing a, spray and hope type of a strategy, right? But now with platforms like Google and Facebook, we can deliver the ads and promotional content to highly targeted audiences. So we target by demographics. We target by interest. Like on Facebook, I've said I'm interested in painting or in music, or what kind of music, or I'm interested in, say, comedy or whatever. By behavior. So behavior in the sense, I on Facebook, I have joined certain groups, or I have searched for certain things, or I have purchased certain products. So you can target people based on some of these parameters. And we must continually analyze and optimize. So targeting has to be super, I mean, our entire marketing, advertising, promotion has to be super targeted, not waste on anything, continually analyzed and optimized. Did this advertisement or this creative do better, or did that one do better? Did this headline do better or that one? Did this image do better or that one? Was this audience better or that audience, right? On Facebook, we even have a very interesting thing called a lookalike audience. So if you have 1,000 customers and you have their email addresses, you kind of put them into Facebook and you say, I want a lookalike audience. I want to show my ad now to a lookalike audience. So Facebook will tell you, okay, these 1,000 people, now I'm giving you another 10,000 people who are likely to like the similar things. This is where artificial intelligence plays a role. And
Ma'am,
as
I'm just
advertisers,
yeah, sorry, ma'am, I'm
yeah,
just interrupting you for a second.
yeah,
Ma'am, we have only 5 minutes left, and I will request
okay, sure.
all the students. No, ma'am, you can please continue because we are really, enjoying listening you here. Such a content rich presentation. Students, I will request all of you to please give your feedback in the chat box. I will request again everybody to put your feedback in your chat box. And if you have any question, you
And
can put it
questions also.
also. Questions also. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Ma'am, you please continue, ma'am.
Yeah. So no, I think 5 minutes is enough. So another place where technology will play a huge role in marketing, like bots. Okay, so bots. If you see in this, it says over here on the right hand side, hi there, I'm Leo, your virtual medcare assistant, and this project I've been involved with. So I know. So basically, a lot of the routine things. Now, when you want to take an appointment with a hospital, you generally, if you call a phone, a landline phone, many of you may have experienced, there's some automatic message, you have to wait, then they put you on hold, then they say, whom do you want to meet, which doctor, is the doctor available, try to figure out their timings. That lady in the or person in the desk may not know whether the doctor actually has a slot. But a bot can actually automate all this simple thing, that you want to come to a hospital because you want to meet a doctor, and what is your problem and which doctor should you meet, and is that doctor available. This can be automated. So again, because of a technology called natural language processing, which enables the bot to understand what we are saying, what we're typing, what we're writing, and we this enables better customer response. A lot of routine tasks are automated. People actually are more comfortable because it is less hassle, as well as uh, when you go to even an e-commerce shop, instead of telling somebody, hey, I want to drop you an email and say, do you have a purple color kurta or purple color lehenga, if I can just quickly ask in the chat, that's less of hassle for me. Or if I want to ask, how do I return the package which didn't fit me, I can quickly ask in the chat rather than like sending an email or making a call and being put on hold and so on. So because bots can now understand the written word or the typed word, a lot of service delivery can be automated. And bots can also understand the spoken word. So this is useful for voice search. As you know, we all use now OK Google, or we use Siri if you're an iOS user, Apple user. Okay, Google, tell me, how do I get to Shivaji Nagar or whatever. It can be used for commands like, book me a ticket or something, voice commands, and speech to text typing, which I use extensively because after using a keyboard for so many years, I was having a little bit of pain in my wrist. So now I use on Google Docs speech to text typing. And that has actually made life very much easy for me. So these are some of the ways. Oh, because I said okay Google to y'all, my okay Google on my phone opened and started asking me what do I want. Yeah, she's not that smart yet. So this is how bots enable service delivery. They help you to connect, okay, refine, understand, and deliver. So remember, like I said, artificial intelligence. So a bot doesn't mean that you provide 20 FAQs and say, if person asks question A, you give answer A. If person asks question B, you give answer B. That is okay to start with, but that is not AI. That is just simple programming, that if this happens, you do this. AI is that, okay, if I gave answer A and I asked the person, did this satisfy your query, and he said no, then I looked for, maybe I escalated it to a human being, and next time the bot has learned that answer A will not work. Okay, so that is a bot, an artificial intelligence. That's the concept of machine learning. That's the concept of intelligence. That's why we call it artificial intelligence. And yeah, that's it. That's my presentation. So this is just about my company. What we do, we mainly focus on B2B marketing, though we do some B2C work also. We do strategy, we do services, and we do training. And that's where you can find me. That's my email. You can look for me on LinkedIn. I have a course on Udemy called Content Strategy and Planning in B2B Marketing. So if any of you are interested in content strategy, you can take a look at that. And I would love to take questions if you have some time.
Yeah.
Shall I
Thank
stop
you.
sharing my screen? And
Yeah.
Professor,
Can
maybe
just, yeah. Ma'am,
you
actually,
can
the
share
time
the
is
question.
almost the time is up. So
Okay.
rather than going towards the question, I will just read out some feedbacks for you, ma'am. There are very wonderful feedbacks. One feedback is coming from Anvesha. She's saying, thank you, ma'am, for this informative session. Also for telling us about the online marketing and advertising strategy. Then we have a feedback from Dhruvit. He's saying, very nice session, ma'am. We understand how retailers can take benefit of these social media apps. Then we have feedback from Shambhavi. She's saying it was so knowledgeable and I learned a lot of this session from this session. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. It was really a wonderful session. And definitely all these words of wisdom will help us, our students to, ma'am, excel in their professional life as well.
Thank you very much, Professor Chaudhary. And for the students who wrote the feedback, I'm really grateful. Your words mean a lot to me. And to everyone else, thank you. And I really enjoyed this interaction.
Definitely, ma'am. Next time also we would like to invite you for such a sessions and just to enlighten us on the new developments in the area of marketing and advertising.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, one more interesting feedback is there, ma'am. Wonderful session. Learned a lot from it. Understood the importance of AI in the future. Yeah, this was
Thank you.
feedback from there. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
Thank
much.
you. So, ma'am, on behalf of our retail school, the School of Retail Management and E-commerce Management, and from behalf of Symbiosis, I really thank to you, expressing my gratitude to you, ma'am, for just guiding us. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye,
Thanks a lot.
everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.